my goodness.
Hi, and welcome to The Homemaker
And The Apprentice.
Thank you guys for joining us again today. You guys are probably just like us. It's the last couple of days before Christmas, and things are a little crazy, and I'm not sure when this will come out. Maybe Christmas Day. We might put this one out for Christmas Day. So if it is, Merry Christmas.
Yes,
and
Merry
I hope that you are
Christmas.
able to enjoy it with family or friends that you love, just to celebrate this wonderful day of the church year and of our culture and everything, where we get to remember who it is that we worship every day as Christians. So, and the gift of the birth, to grow up, to die for us, is such an amazing gift that our Heavenly Father gave us, and we look forward to celebrating
Amen.
this time together during Christmas. But before we go any further, I guess we would want to say those famous words on YouTube. Like and subscribe if you are enjoying this content, so that we can get it out to more people. I know it's kind of one of those annoying things, but if you guys can just do it, that would be great. It helps us reach more people, and that is our goal, to do that to people that need our content, not to just anybody, but to those that are struggling with some of the same things that we have been, as a homemaker and as somebody who wants to be a homemaker, talking about how to make that work and what that lifestyle entails.
So please like us if this is giving you anything. And if you want to, drop a comment in the comments section. We'll
We'd
read
love to hear
them.
from-
We'll respond.
Yep, that would be great.
I would love to do that.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
So what we're going to talk about today was when plans
Things don't go as planned.
Yeah, things don't go as planned. We have that often in life, but especially at this time of year, it can become even more of an issue. And it came to our household last night in the form of a sick kiddo for me. So we've got Christmas plans and trying to get all the cooking and all that stuff done for family to be coming, and then sick kiddo.
Yes.
Sick kiddo. So that changes everything. You don't get sleep the same. You don't. Everything just can't go.
Poor mom. She knew last night. She mentioned to me, I think I'm gonna get woken up tonight, because he was he wasn't looking very good. But she said, I think I'm gonna get woken up, but it's okay.
Yeah.
And she knew. It's mother intuition.
And it's just part and parcel of being a mother. Whether you work outside the home or you work in the home, it's all work, and you have knowings about these kind of things for your kiddos. You get to see the little warning signs sometimes before they
Don't
really
look quite
fully
right. Are you feeling
recognize.
okay?
Yeah, because I'd even noticed it the night before, and I asked him. He had really flushed cheeks, and yes, it is my son and her little brother that we're talking about, and that's why she was being hesitant a minute ago, because we haven't talked about it. Just to get that out of the way, I'm the mom of 3 kiddos, so I have a boy, girl, boy, and I have my girl sandwich.
Yes,
she's my
I'm
girl
in the
sandwich.
middle.
Yeah, she's in the middle, and she was kind of bummed about having a little brother at first, but
I love him now.
but she loves him now, and kind of can't imagine what it would be like to have a little sister. But anyway, it would have been a blessing either way. Little boy, little girl. When plans.
That's actually a really good intro to the video, because when things don't go as planned, the Lord knew what I needed, what you needed, what we all needed.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a little girl, it was a little boy.
It was. And the Lord knew that I needed 3 children.
Yeah.
I wanted a bigger family, like Audrey has talked about. I wanted to have more children, but the Lord gives what the Lord gives, and we need to be grateful for that. There's lots of people that don't even get to have one kiddo. They struggle with infertility. They struggle with age limitations or all kinds of things. And so the plans that I had as a young woman of 18, 19, 20, they didn't all go the way that I wanted.
She wanted to get
to.
married. Was it 18, 19?
Yeah.
18 or 19.
I wanted to. 'Cause that's the age that my mom was married at, and I thought that was great. I got to see the blessing of being a young mom. But I didn't meet my husband until I was 20, and we didn't get married until I was 25. So, I lost a few years in there.
He was a little bit slow.
He was a little bit slow.
She knew. He was.
Yeah, well, he knew at the beginning too, and then
he kind of
had to drag his feet. But all those stories come and go, and those are the things that we get to pass down, the lessons that we get to learn, and the choices are always there. But yes, things do not always go as planned, and so the Bible talks about that a lot, that man makes plans, but the Lord directs your steps. And so we can make all the plans that we want to about our lives. We can set all those things into motion that we think are going to fulfill us, that are going to give us the life that we desired. But the Lord is the one who directs our steps. And we need to have counsel in there that helps us along the way to look at our paths, because that's another part of Proverbs over and over, where it says, a wise man has many counselors. He wants to have input from a lot of good people, not just any people. And that's one of the things that we have to be careful about too. Not just any people speaking into our lives. Because plans aren't going to go the way that we want them to, and you need to have good fallback for that.
Yeah.
Is there something you want to?
Yeah, she's noticing I'm flipping through here. But I was just reading Proverbs 19, and verse 21 were listed out for this, where there are many plans in a man's heart. Nevertheless, the Lord's counsel, I'm sorry, that will stand.
Yeah, the Lord's counsel,
that will
stand.
That's what's going to stand. Mm-hmm. So even though you might think that you want to do that, there's something that you need to do. Might not be the thing that you need at that moment, or maybe not at all, and that can be a really hard thing to accept.
The season of life that you're in, which is, you hear people talk about that a lot, but it is a hard concept to actually live in day to day, to realize that these things that I might want. I'll give you an example of that right now. My youngest son is doing karate, and I love things like that. I've done some martial arts in the past. I really enjoy that stuff, and the owner of the dojo and the instructor has mentioned, you need to come do this. You look like you really want to do it. And I do. I really would like to, but it doesn't match all the other things in my life right now. It would cause us to not be able to eat dinner together as a family some nights, because it would just be later. My husband is not always at home at night, and so on the nights that he is at home, we really want to keep our family dinner time sacred. And so maybe it'll be the right time in 2 years. Mm-hmm. Maybe it won't ever be the right time, and I can get frustrated about those things, and my plans, yes, my way that I want to do things. Or I can look at the health of my family, what would be best for my family as a whole, and realize that for this season, that's not something that I need to be doing. It's not a valuable asset to myself or my family. And it would become something that would be probably a bone of contention down the road. And even though I might be fulfilled by parts of that, it would not be something that would be edifying to my family. And so part of your plans not working out is factoring in all of the people that you are responsible to and for. And as a homemaker, we've been giving even a higher task of spinning all those plates together well, yes, and keeping them all going.
But there is a hierarchy there that you pay attention to.
Yeah.
And so it's first the Lord, and then your husband, and then your kids, and then the others that are around you.
Yeah.
So.
And those priorities stay the same, but the other things after that, they switch throughout your life. You can't make a determination on when you might be needing to have a part-time job, or when you might have a sick kiddo that doesn't allow you to go do some of the things that you committed yourself to. And so you have to be very fluid and changeable in the plans that you make and how you go about establishing your way by that. Not getting frustrated when things don't go according to plan.
According to plan.
Yeah. Yes. And we have talked about that a lot with you, with your future spouse that you hope to meet.
Yes.
You would like to meet him sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
And that's what I told you too. Well, I wanted to be married at 18 or 19.
Yeah,
Mine
same here.
Mine didn't show up until later, and so you can sit and you can mope about your plans not going the way that you want them to, or you have to do what is in front of you to do at that point in time, and be gaining skills and things that will help you in that future endeavor. Be learning how to cook, be learning how to clean a home, be learning how to do the laundry, and how to manage your time, and how to really seek God's kingdom first. I mean, that's the primary one that you're going to have for the rest of your life. And you want to be doing that so that will reflect in your relationship with your spouse and with your children and with all the other pulls on your time that you'll have down the road. And it's not always fun, right? Because we want to make our plans and we want everything to come out the way that we want to. And
Yes.
and again, especially right now at Christmas time, how many plans do we as parents and then just as family members, we make all these plans for the things that we're going to get done.
This done today, then
Yeah.
we're going to get the other thing done tomorrow, and then we're going to do this, that, and the other thing while we have a couple of minutes here and there. And it's just...
Yeah, it didn't. A few days ago, we had to finish up some college registration stuff, and it took the morning.
Took the morning.
Just all the going back and forth, and
I was emailing for 2 hours straight with the sweet lady who was trying to help us out.
Straight. I mean, there
Not
was
straight.
time.
There were times. Yes, she was busy. I was busy,
Yes.
and then we made stained glass
And then
candles.
yeah.
That was fun.
But we had to make a Zoom call in there, and then I was trying to order last minute things for end of the year, like contacts or glasses or any of those things, so that we could get them in before the benefits are gone for this year, and because everybody's going to be closed next week, and so all the plans that we had to do these fun crafts, all this cooking and stuff, a lot of those had to go out the window. And then you think, okay, well, I'll get some of them done tomorrow, and then I woke up to a sick kiddo, and so those plans don't always go well. And Audrey and I have talked about this part a lot over the years, how she does like the planning and the thinking of how she was going to do things with her children, about having all the stuff together to do crafts or cooking with them. And we were talking about this last night. Well, I was tucking her in again because we had just gone through this day where things had not really gone according to the plan.
The place.
Yeah, and I said, you can try to do that. You can try to look at this book that I was doing for Advent, and it has a craft or something to bake or something like that for every day, and a lot of readings. And I said, if I would have done it in October and just pulled all the supplies together and put them by day, or bagging them up, all the things that we'd need to do those particular crafts, then you could go and pull that out and have it all ready to go. But what would I have been robbing myself of during October because I was so focused on further down the line? And so you don't want to be wishing your life away by planning too far out, because even when you do that, we can get sick. We have been more sick in the last month and a half than we usually are at all. We've been around a lot more children, being at the karate studio and just other places. So you start bringing more
shopping
community into your life, and the chances of having sick kiddos or things not going according to plan exponentially grow. And when you're out with all kinds of people, you have the chance of getting all kinds of things.
Yes, especially this time of year. Goodness gracious.
And so you could spend all those things, all those times and energy planning all this stuff out, and then it all just doesn't go well. And so then you're left with this a little bit of, we were talking about it last night, it's almost anticlimactic when you get to these things, because I had all these plans, I had all these desires for this whole month of December, for this whole Advent season, to get this and this and this done, and we didn't get to much of it,
Yeah.
But we're getting to the needful things, and I think that's the part that I have to come back to. Do we get to make all the crafts? Do we get to have all the food? No, we're not going to get to all of it, but we did. I think this is maybe me maturing as a homemaker and a mom and a wife a little bit, to be like, what we got done is good. and we sat down and talked about what are the priority things. Like, what is the one thing that if each of you had to pick something that is Christmas to you, what is it? And for my oldest son, it was Oreo balls. We got to make the Oreo balls. Like, that's the thing.
Crush up those Oreos, the
get
cream
the cream cheese, and then do all the dipping and
chocolate.
stuff. And my youngest wanted to make a couple of the crafts that we had in our. One of them was the stained glass window candle holder. So that was one of the things on his, and you kind of wanted that too. You didn't really pick out anything.
I was kind of good
the
with
Oreo
just
balls.
going along with whatever.
And we have our tradition of Christmas Eve. That's Christmas Eve lights after service with M&Ms, which is probably always that's probably always Audrey's. If there's gonna something define Christmas and Christmas Eve for Audrey, it's gonna be Christmas Eve light looking. That sounds like a weird way to say that.
Christmas light looking,
Viewing
Christmas
lights. So anyway, looking at Christmas lights after service on the way home, and having M&Ms in the car. You gotta have the red and green Christmas M&Ms.
But during the Christmas Eve service, the candles are always the best. And you're just handing them, holding them out in front of you, and you're singing Silent Night, and you're trying not to light your hair on fire. And the person's hair in front of you.
And not drip candle wax
everywhere.
And getting to light it from candle to candle.
It's
the whole
beautiful. You just watch it go down the aisles. It's just gorgeous.
But so when I was taking Erin last night, I said it can feel anticlimactic for us sometimes when we have all these plans and we don't get them done, but to remind ourselves that what we got done was what needed to get done. If you stop and think about it and you ask everybody, their input on it, and what is the one thing that you could do, and you can give me 3 and we can work down the line. If we have time, then we can get those, but what would feel non-complete to you if we didn't get it is kind of sometimes how you have to step back and punt from there, because you don't know if you have a long game. You might only have the short game left to play because of time.
I love the decorating for Christmas. I love having all the Christmas lights everywhere and the Christmas tree up, and that just makes it really, the home have that atmosphere of Christmas to me. And we didn't get all of the Christmas lights up. We got the ones that we like up. We used to have some in our living room that we would do. Like, no, it's not really that important.
They're way up on the tall bookcase.
We have the Christmas tree, and there's a few for my room, and then my little brother's room.
We did more in the dining room this year than we usually do, because we're kind of in there more. It's more of our bigger
It's the craft
place.
table, the eating place, where we're making the food.
We're doing all kinds of things out there. So we were more strategic in the things that we decided to put up this year, because it is kind of really sad come Epiphany Day when we take it all down, and so you have to think of that too. What can I do well putting up? What is not going to wear me out or take over our time too much or cause stress for us as a family? Because whatever we put up, we have to take down, and it's people are a lot less excited about the taking down process than they are about the putting up. And so we try to think through that more now, instead of just being like, this is what we have to do. And we've talked about that already in videos, but it's making those plans and trying to hold to them come heck or high water that can sink your ship really fast. And so I think that's what we were really wanting to talk about today, because when your plans don't go right is a very often concept of how life goes, and so if you were feeling some of that, if Christmas today or whatever day we get this out feels a little anticlimactic for you because you don't think you got your whole list of stuff done, or people didn't show up the way you wanted them to, or you didn't get the presents that you wanted, all these things that can happen that can really sometimes bum us out, and just the whole part of Christmas being over. It goes back a little bit to that anxiety, the depression. It's so prevalent this time of year.
I think with me, because I would be really bad with it. It wasn't Christmas being over necessarily, but it was the new year starting. I was sitting down and I was writing that out yesterday in my journal. I was like, it's not Christmas, it's the new year. So we started the new church year, was it 2 2.5 weeks
Yeah.
ago. And I was thinking, that feels better if I just say my year has already started.
Yeah.
It's already started. So when that comes around and it's New Year's Eve, well, okay.
Yeah.
But
You guys are celebrating
you
that, but
guys
I
are
already did
celebrating
my
that,
New
but I
Year's
already
Eve
had my New
before
Year's Eve.
Advent started.
Yes.
Yeah, that was my New Year's Eve.
And it makes it feel a whole lot better. That way you're going into it like, oh, okay, this is about the second month in my new year, not the first.
Right.
And it's easier to have that new year switch when you're excited about Christmas or something.
Yeah.
So that way there's not that huge letdown
Right.
at the end.
Yeah.
So
that's a good way to look at it maybe for next year if you
Yeah.
do suffer that this year, if it leads to a place where you're not feeling so thrilled about what you did or didn't get done and all
it's
the
just
other
a whole nother
all the other
year
things.
that you have to slog through.
Yeah.
And that's how I used to see it. But now it's something that it's a blank canvas. It's a blank canvas.
Right.
And
But whatever the
things to be
things are
done.
that you might
Mhm.
be having planned out that didn't come, whatever they are, then just realize that the things that got done were the most needful things. And if you believe in God, then what got done was what needed to get done. It's what He ordained for you to do during this time. And so rejoice in that and think good thoughts of what you were able to accomplish, and whether you had sick kids and family didn't get to come over or whatever, the celebration that you got to have for receiving a baby born in a manger is the best one that you could have had. It was the one that you needed to have, and try to find I don't want to sound preachy because it's all of us learning all the time, but try to find the peace in that, because no matter how well thought out your plans are, if you'd started in October and gotten everything done well, something could have still thrown it off. And to just cling to what you got done and enjoy the little moments, find the pieces of happiness that are scattered throughout it all, and pull them together into a beautiful mosaic of this time of year. So
And as you go forward with your planning, it's always Lord willing.
Yep.
Lord willing.
Deo Volente.
Deo Volente.
Deo Volente. Yes. So you guys, I hope that you have a wonderful Merry Christmas. May you enjoy the gift of the Savior today, and the joy of family and friends, good food, little extra sweets, all those fun things. Maybe some M&Ms. Throw the M&Ms in. Or Oreo
please.
balls.
Do it for me.
Yeah.
Do it for me.
And again, like and share and comment if you have anything that you'd like to add, or a topic that you guys would like us to cover. We would really love to do that. So
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll see you again next time on The Homemaker
And The Apprentice.
Deo Volente.
Deo Volente.
Merry Christmas.